Last Saturday, Sheree, first Des Moines Farmers Market of the 2015 season. I'm not sure you heard the numbers of how many people were down there. 40,000 plus.
I believe it.
Down at
I
Farmers
bet it was
Market.
A beautiful Saturday morning.
Amazing.
And, so exciting.
It was perfect.
Don't let the numbers scare people away, because there's some things you can do to still enjoy yourself. You know, there's a lot of people down there, and you have some tips for people.
I do, and a lot of people stay away from the farmers market. They think, you know, there's too many people, there's dogs, there's strollers, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to buy things, and I really don't want that to happen, because the farmers market, as you know, it's not only just a great place to see and be seen and to socialize, but to buy produce. We're talking about being healthy here, and there's nothing better than homegrown, just picked fresh from the field stuff. So let's talk about what we can do to prepare. And the first thing that I tell people is make sure that you plan ahead. And planning ahead means take what you need to be there. So sometimes, like I go at 7 o'clock. They start selling right at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I go at that point of time.
Just getting going, hanging out with your
stroller.
Yeah.
And so I do, that's perfect. I take that stroller. You'll see me down there every Saturday with that. And it's great, because then if you buy something like a melon or something big, I don't have to schlep it around. It's there. If I don't have my cart with me, or sometimes in addition to the cart, I'll also bring along an insulated bag. So my insulated bag is, yeah, you got it right there. It's wonderful. You can hang it on your shoulder. The insulation means it keeps things cool. I just put in this little freezer pack. It's great. And that way, what happens is if I run into some friends and I decide I want to stick around the farmer's market and I'm worried about my produce going limp, I can take care of it, and it's all good. If I know I'm going to be down there a long time and it's getting late, like around harvest time, I'll put one of those big coolers in my trunk with some ice, go put things in the car, and then I can go and have breakfast with friends. So it's all about being prepared.
There you go.
Another thing I bring, small bills. Because a lot of times, some of the vendors will take credit cards and debit cards, some of them won't, and sometimes there's just too many people around and I don't want to wait. It's $2 for what I'm buying. I throw $2 down and I'm done.
I did that too. I saw a great bag of carrots, as you were telling us different things we can do with carrots, and there's nothing better than fresh ones, and there was a huge line, and they were all waiting, I don't know, to use a card or whatever. I had cash. I'm like, here. She's like, take it, go. It was so slick.
Yes. If you go early like I do, you would want to dress in layers, because sometimes it's cool in the morning and then it's going to get a little bit warmer. You're going to want to bring sunglasses, because at some point or another when you're walking up and down the street, you're going to be going east. So being prepared and wearing
you're going to see people you don't want to talk to, so the sunglasses.
Sunglasses, you can just pretend like you don't see them.
You could wear the fake nose and the sunglasses. And then
sunglasses,
So all those
now you know
things.
who it's going to be.
So in addition to being prepared, when you get there, then the thing that I find that people don't do, that I really, really wish they would, hear me now, listen to me later, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't worry about feeling like an idiot. The vendors that are there understand that not everybody knows what to do with kohlrabi, and they're there to help. They want to sell you things.
They want to sell.
Who's he?
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi?
We'll talk after, Lou. Yeah.
Do you have suggestions? Like I went there for specific things, looking for specific things this last Saturday, and a lot of, because it's early in the season, a lot of people had them. Is there one over the other? Do you want to question them and ask them about how they raise
the vendors?
the vendors?
Yes.
Or do you just say, hey, that looks really good, I'm going to pick it up?
What I do, when I'm new to the season or new to a market, I'll do a survey of it first. I'll walk around before I buy anything to see who's got tomatoes and what looks good and what not. I personally like to buy organic, so if it's certified organic, that is a plus in my book. But I will also tell you this, I will buy from non-organic farmers if they tell me they do chemical-free practices. Some of them aren't certified. That's fine with me. A lot of it, you're meeting the grower anyway. You can ask them questions like, how do you manage your pests? Ask questions about their sustainability, whatever's important to you, and let that be your guide. If that's not important to you, use your own criteria. But yes, I do always ask.
Did you notice a marked difference in the number of vendors that were down there this year?
I noticed a difference in the number of buyers that were down there. Vendors are in different places, and they're in. So I'm getting used to now where everybody is. So that's all new. And then remember that there are some vendors that are there every week, and then there's some that are occasionals that come in. So somebody that's in one spot will be in a different spot the next time.
And you want to make sure if you find something you love, ask them, because they'll be like, I'm only going to be here for a couple weeks.
Yes. That's
so you know where to find them.
Yep. Good point. One other thing I want to tell you before we run out of time, and that's this: experiment, try new things. It's not like you're
Like
buying
in college,
a car.
Jackie.
Let's not go back to that time.
Yeah, and I'm getting into ditchweed, so there we go. Yeah. I just bought, for example, I had done things with dried nettles before. I'd made nettles tea and used that
Now,
as an herb.
nettles is the stuff that's out everywhere and makes you itch.
Exactly.
Right.
This is nettles, and nettles is stinging nettles is exactly the name of the herb, like you said. It looks
Careful,
like
though.
this.
And you're going to eat this?
No, you're going to eat it. I don't eat things on this segment. So this is nettles. I bought this from Grade A Farms, and they did a really nice job of explaining to me exactly what to do. So I said I've used dried herbs before to make nettles. What do I do? So they said just take it home. Put in, I had enough, there's enough in here to make 2 gallons of tea. I put a little bit of hot water on here last night, and then I siphoned some out. Go ahead and taste it. You're drinking.
So this is nettles.
This is stuff
Nettles
that makes you
tea.
itchy and you want us to drink it.
I do.
What's the benefit of drinking
Oh, it's good.
nettles
It's
tea?
really good. I put in just a tiny little bit of honey, and you've got lemon to add to it. Nettles tea is really high
very
in
good.
all kinds of minerals. It's really great. There's a whole variety of things that it's wonderful for. It's also presumed to be anti-inflammatory and all kinds. I'm not trying to make health claims for it, but there's no caffeine in it. There's nothing bad.
How did you make it not sting?
Well, it's
Yeah, itch my tongue.
It's a little scratchy now.
when hot water. This is not the stinging part is on the stems.
Oh, okay.
This part isn't. This is all good. So when I put it in there, the hot water will make the stinger parts not be active.
Okay.
So then now you're going to eat it.
Oh.
What now?
I took the spent nettles out
I
of
was
the jar.
joking.
Take them out of
Sheree.
there. Okay.
I'm not, Lou. I took the spent nettles and I made them into pesto.
Okay.
And so just think about basil pesto, which has pine nuts.
Oh, it's great.
Isn't that wonderful? Garlic, it's got olive oil, all the things that you would put in pesto, except substitute nettles for basil.
Wow.
All right.
It's great.
And you've got some fresh grown radishes. Those are in season. Asparagus is in season. We could put that on there, but I ate
had
it all.
some
That is
last night.
surprisingly
Oh my gosh, it
good.
was so good.
Very good.
It really is.
So all that this was $5 for this bag of nettles, and if it's growing in your area, go ahead and harvest it. Make sure that it's nettles.
Oh, it's all
Make
over the
sure that
place.
it's not been sprayed with some awful things, because this is all.
Wow.
But
Well, I imagine you
good.
want to use care when you harvest it.
you want to use care if you do any wild crafting of any of those kinds of things. Know where they come from. Like dandelion. If you make dandelion wine from your own yard, if you spray, don't use that.
Well, it's just easier to go to the farmer's
You
market.
make the
and let
wine
them
out of
do
the
it.
leaves or the flowers?
I don't make the wine, so I don't know. But that would be something we should find out, and then we
should
can have
find
a
out.
segment on dandelion wine.
I have plenty where I live, so we can harvest them from there.
There's some
Send somebody
vendors
out.
that run out really quickly, and not to do with food, but flowers. There's one of my favorite flower shops, and they always run out
Yes.
like 2 hours into farmers
Well, you
market.
got to remember
So-
Saturday morning, there's a lot of guys who have some making up to do.
and Mother's Day, and I know all that stuff's coming up, but if there's some things you love, you do maybe sometimes have to get there a
Go
little
early. Here's the other tip: if you can't get there early, go late, because sometimes the vendors don't want to take things home and they'll cut you a deal.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's
Yeah.
another great
So
idea.
there you
I'm
go.
liking that.
Yep.
Okay. So
I'm
there's some
going to be there
sleep in.
again because I bought a bunch of fun stuff, and I'm like, I've eaten it. I want some more. So
Exactly.
perfect
Remember
timing.
also that Saturday's not the only game in town. There are other
true.
farmers markets. There's a Tuesday one in Beaverdale where I live. There's Thursday is Valley Junction. There's lots of other
Yep.
ones. So
We'll
if
start
you
up
can't
tonight.
do the Saturday one, or the Saturday one's too intimidating for you, treat the others like a warm-up act.
Yeah, that's a
you
good
go.
idea.
Perfect. Now, your show's going to be coming up here pretty soon,
My
right?
show's coming up spring, and I keep saying spring. We're getting there. And if you need to reach me, you're gonna reach me at www.fork-road.com. And I hope to hear from people, and let me know what you thought of this,
really
and if you
good.
want to know
And
more.
if you want to know how to make this nettle stuff, folks, this is really good. It really
Really
is.
is.
Something new to look for this
Yeah.
Saturday.
There it is.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back after we eat this.
Cheers.